there, Joe. What's happening?
Hey, Mike, how are you?
Good, what's up?
Mike, from a business standpoint, do you think maybe Giant management wanted the streak to end and they let McAdoo serve as their messenger boy? It would serve as an obstacle at the end of the year. If they got to, part ways with Eli, just a public relations mess that would be. They didn't foresee it to be this way.
Don't see that. I understand what you're saying, but I don't think the Giants were being that diabolical. I really don't. So, again, I just think it backfired. I think the whole thing backfired on them. Harry in Bergenfield. What's up, Harry?
Hey, how you doing, Mike? I have top 10 NFL quarterbacks, not in the Hall of Fame, in my opinion.
Yeah, but that's all right. We don't want not 10 quarterbacks, please. Just give me 2.
I'll give you the
top 2.
Top 2 would be John Brody and Ken Anderson.
They're the top ones?
Yeah, for me.
All right. They're good quarterbacks. I mean, there's a lot of good quarterbacks. Frank in Hoboken. What's up, Frank?
Mike, how are you?
Good. What's happening?
Mike, before I get into my point, I just want to say thank you for everything. You and I had a heated exchange a couple years ago. I'm not sure if you recall this.
No, go ahead.
Right before the tournament, I said Jay Wright should be fired, and he went on to win the tournament. And I also said during that call that Tom Izzo is a much better coach than Jay Wright. And lo and behold, Izzo got ousted.
Tom is a better coach. Tom, right now, for his career, Tom is a better coach. But, I mean, Jay, someday might catch him. But right now, in his career, Izzo's had a better career. But, Izzo's always been a great postseason coach. As a matter of fact, if you go by where their team is slated in the tournament, if you go by where they're seated, he actually improves his team per seed more than any coach in the history of the NCAA tournament.
Okay.
So Izzo is a very good tournament coach.
Oh, he's a great tournament coach.
Yes.
But that year he had probably the number one overall.
Not only that, had the worst defeat of it in a game that was considered, if you remember, the biggest upset in the history of the NCAA tournament.
I remember that. I remember that.
Yes.
But it was just outlandish. I said Jay Wright.
That happens. Hey, listen. But you know what? That's fine. You're allowed to have an opinion. There's nothing wrong with that.
I appreciate that, Mike.
Good.
Well, so anyway, with the Giants. Now with the new GM, they may be doing something they haven't done under Reese, which is potentially trade a draft pick. Do you think they are in the complete rebuild mode where they could trade back and get like a haul like the Eagles gave up for Wentz?
I do not think they're in complete. I don't think there is such a thing as complete rebuild mode for them. And Reese, and of course, he's a guy who believed in drafting a quarterback every year. He said you can't have too many quarterbacks. He was always the believer that if you give me a team that has multiple quarterbacks, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with the competition. I'm also fine with having chips that I can trade. He said, I think you should draft a quarterback every year was his belief. He believes the quarterback is so vital to the franchise that he believed in absolutely drafting one every year, no matter who you had on your roster. He thought it was important. Ed in Guilford, what's up, Ed?
Hey, Mike, how you doing? Hey,
Good.
listen, I just want to tell you, everybody's giving you kudos. Why don't we give you a big one? I was in the hospital last week for a week, and I missed the whole McAdoo deal, the whole deal. But let me tell you, all week long, doctors, my friends that came up to visit me, they said that your rant about McAdoo was classic. And how do I hear it? How do I get it back?
I can go right to tell him, Matt. You go to WFAN.com or iTunes. It got an what else, Mons? Radio.com, iTunes, WFAN.com. It got an incredible, we have some that get some attention. That one got...
Oh, my God.
I mean, it got a tremendous amount of... It got an overwhelming number. It broke records on a fan for people downloading it.
You should do like a tape of your best rants. But
a lot of them are on there, but that one did get a lot of attention. It really did.
Maron, I wish I heard it. Can I ask you one more question?
Yes.
The last day when it's just you and us, the fans, is there like a pecking order, or how does it work to get on?
First call, first in.
Same deal, right?
Hey, it's just, Mons will open the phones up, and I'm going to take calls the entire time. I'm taking calls. I don't know what I'm going to do from 6 to 6:30. Might just be me. It might be some calls. I'm not sure how much I want to talk. I'll play that by ear. But as far as start of the show, I'll open the show, and away we go. And it's just all day. We'll take them first come. There's no pecking order. There's no scheduled. No one has a special line to call on. Nobody has any way of getting in. There's nobody who's going to call in who's not like. There's nobody going to call in who's in the business. No, media people, no coaches, no players, no owners, nothing. That's all the day before. All those will be, and the day before will be a lot of rapid fire, hello, goodbye, thank you, hello, goodbye, thanks for the, that kind of thing. Just people want to say goodbye and say hello and say goodbye in the same day, and we'll move them through fast. That's the idea. There's going to be a lot of them. I mean, it could be a lot that day. Mon's going to be like an air traffic control. He's going to have them lined up, lined up one right after another. But the next day will be just, you and me. That's it. That's the whole show. That's from start to finish. Phil in Massapequa, what's up, Phil?
Hey, what's up, Mike? Big fan.
Thank you. What's
also
up?
Also loved your McAdoo rant. Also, just piggybacking off of that guy. Wanted to ask you, do you think Davis Webb is going to be starting at all at the end of the year?
I think it depends on whether they win. I tell you right now, if they win their next two games, Eli will quarterback until he loses. If they lose, I think that Davis Webb will play. If they win games, I think that every game they win, Eli will play the next game. Now, if the game gets out of hand, could Webb play for a couple of quarters or a quarter? Yes. I think that it's based on winning. I think if they're winning, Eli will play, and if they win, Eli will play every game. If you tell me right now Eli has 4 hot games in a row, Eli's playing all 4 games. That's it. They're going to try and win every game. Johnson joins us. What's up, Johnson?
Hello, Mike. I want to make 2 points.
Yeah,
First is I agree with the previous caller about Reese being at blame for having such a weak offering to quarterbacks over the last several years. The overstate is welcome. Did a great job earlier. Well, my second point is with Eli and McAdoo. They both, I think, equally share the blame in Eli's out-of-shape, bad legs, inability to scramble. It's unacceptable. He's got a great arm. He's a leader. If he get in shape, he could go to another team and lead it.
Eli's not out of shape. Eli is who he is. He's not a scrambler. I mean, Eli is a guy who is not out of shape. He's the same guy he's always been. He is a guy who is very immobile, who is going to stand in there and make throws and can make plays and has a good arm and can make every throw, throws a very good deep ball. He's not a scrambler. It's not who he is. He's not going to slide and throw. He's not going to avoid the rush and throw on the run. That's just not who he is. He's never been that, and he's not going to be that. That's all there is to it. I mean, there's an occasional play where he can move a little bit and slide and throw like he did in the Super Bowl that time, but that's very rare for him. He doesn't do a lot of that. That's just not who he is, and the line has to protect him. He has got to have the line and his weapons there to protect him. If they do, he will deliver the ball. That's one thing he can do. Eli's got plenty of arm left, and he's got plenty of energy left, and I think he's actually going to be a young 37 next year. I really believe that. Now, tomorrow, as we told you, we have a very busy show. You can listen to the fan at 12 o'clock. Well, you can listen to it all day if you want, but you can listen to it at 12 o'clock for the Yankee press conference. That'll be hosted by Susan Wallman and Sweeney. So they will name the new Yankee manager. They have the carving board out and all the festivities. Then after the press conference, all the regulars speak, the owner and then Cash and then Boone. After that, we'll come on at 1. Then we will have sometime whenever they're ready to join the show, we will have Cashman and Boone. We also will have among our guests tomorrow Mike Krzyzewski and A-Rod. Alex Rodriguez will join us. So we've got a jam-packed show on a Wednesday for tomorrow. A lot more to do. So we will see you then, as we said, with a big show tomorrow. And remember, for you Yankee fans and baseball fans, Yankees name a new manager tomorrow at 12. You can watch it on the Fan. Coming up next, you will hear Derek Jeter.